Alrighty, guys, welcome here. This is episode 2. Myself, Captain Jack Carlson, Captain Travis Benson, and Captain Cam Knoll. So anyhow, thanks you guys. Last week we gave away a Bubba Blade, and I tell you what, it's awesome to have you guys here watching this, supporting this. This week we're going to be giving away 3 Tigris kites. So we're going to go over that a little bit later, but it's over $300 value. So we're going to have 3 winners. So this week's 3 winners. So you got to subscribe to the channel here, and that's how you're going to win. But we're going to start off with Captain Cam. Captain Cam's here. He was at the boat show last week and tested out some front runners. Tell us what you think.
They're an awesome boat. The conditions for the boat show up there were more than sporty. If anybody went out on sea trials last week, they knew that. The boats handled phenomenal, though. I'm excited to get a 39 front runner and charter it with the business. So anybody looking to fish on one and maybe get to know one, come give me a shot and we'll fish it. But hanging out at the boat show on them, that was a really cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Cam's got a 39 coming. It's going to be powered with triple 400, the new Mercury V8s. But really, I think the star of the show was the catamaran.
Oh yeah.
And I know my son JC was on it. And he's like, Dad, you need to get one of these. And I'm like, all right, but they are coming out, I guess, with a 45?
43.
Or 43, that's right.
The 43 in the works, and the 37's already in high demand. They've just released hull number 1, and they already have a 2-year wait.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in getting them, jump on in now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to go fast.
Yeah, I talked to the guys, Jimmy, today. He said it was a great show. And I know our guys from Furuno had a great show, so it was a good turnout. So I'm sure a lot of people were at the boat show. I happened to be in Guatemala.
Really?
So, yeah, I was going to mix in a little bit of fishing. We did a church retreat, and actually went over there and we had Apostle Guillermo Maldonado speaking, and he crushed it over there. Just, the movement was crazy. There was 15,000 people there.
Wow.
And so it was pretty neat seeing everybody get together and do that. And then we did try to go fishing, and we went all the way out there, Pacific side, and I guess there was a tropical storm off of there.
Yeah, there's a major storm going on over there.
It did get rough, so everybody was puking and all that stuff, and Apostle was asking me, Jack, what do you think? I'm like, let's go, let's keep going. But they did not want any part of that. So we asked about another. They lasted about another 15 minutes, and then they're like, "Nah, Jack, we got to turn this around." I'm like, "All right, came all this way." So I understand. We have a lot of clients that that actually come down here, and then next we get blown out. So
you get to know the feeling of the bad weather.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how about you, Travis?
Everything else is good with me, man. Just kind of hanging back. We just did some charters here, and that was pretty fun. Took out some people, did some inshore stuff, caught some bonefish and tarpon, did that in closer. The weather's been hit or miss. It's been a little windy down here, but we've gotten some nice days too. So I know the Wahoo bite's been pretty good, and still getting the cobia in the bay, so that's nice. I know Captain Cam was out there looking for them Wahoo a little bit.
Yeah, I had a full day yesterday. We started off Wahoo trolling, put in a good hour and a half in the morning and didn't have any luck. So we went offshore to the hump, got our fair share of tunas, and then came back in, actually caught a couple mutton snapper on the wrecks, and that was a lot of fun. And we ended the day trying for Wahoo again, but I guess we just weren't in the right area because we did not get a bite. But the boys were catching them all around us. So
yeah, man.
It wasn't our day, but we had a good day anyway.
Yeah, I tell you what, JC went out there yesterday, called me up in the morning. Hey, Dad, can I take one of the boats and go fish? And I want to go get a Wahoo. I said, all right. So anyhow, what they were doing, they headed out there in like 200 feet of water. They're randomly trolling. That's a good zone to cover. There's a lot of wrecks out there, too, in that 150 to 300 feet. So, as you're trolling out there, 200 is a good depth to troll at down here. Yeah. A lot of times we got those deep water traps. So you don't want to snag any of those, even though it's good for holding some fish too. That is, structure in the water. So you can get, near it, but not too close to it to where you're going to snag. But what they were trolling were these big lift plugs. So this right here is getting that bait down, and he was trolling 3 of them. So he had 1 long, 1 medium, and 1 short. And so he was trolling these big plugs. Here's some different ones here. We got the Rapalas, we got the Yozuri, and then he even got the big Bonita. So these right here, when they were trolling these, they're, I saw on his rig, I saw actually on his Instagram too, when the video came in, it was straight braid. which, I usually don't tie, direct to that straight braid, with a snap swivel. I usually like to have a little piece of mono on there, or, you can always put the AFW wire on there. The guys did lose a lure yesterday, so maybe if they had that AFW, now they would have saved that fish. But they still went 2 for 5 on Wahoo. At one time they had a triple header on, pulled the hooks on 2, and then got the 1. But it was just, JC and a couple buddies out there fishing. And they did catch a big blackfin on the plug too, so...
Saw that. Yeah, that's really cool. Those lures, you can catch a variety of species, not just the wahoos. So it is cool to troll those smaller lures like that and catch them, all kinds.
Yeah, and it's something simple, you can put on like a 30 wide or a 50 wide, and, just put them out there and drag, and it's easy. Usually the best bite for wahoos first thing in the morning or late in the afternoon. But I've caught them midday too, but typically, sun up, sundown is going to be your best bet. Very simple form of fishing. Just put it out, drag it, and, it's a relaxing style fishing. And when you get them, now most importantly too, when you get the bite, keep the boat in gear.
Yeah,
don't
huge.
ever take it out of gear. And then this way here, you're gonna save more fish that way from getting off.
Yeah.
So, what do we think about this weekend, Trav?
I think same. Everything's looking a little windy. We got a cold front coming in. It looks like tomorrow. So I was looking at that. We have probably staying close, still fish inshore. I think with the water cooling down, the bonefish are starting to get going. I know myself, I got had some good luck with one, and Captain Austin was able to catch them too. So I think they like that water kind of cooling down a little bit, and they're still around. So we'll probably stay kind of inshore closer this week, when this cold front comes through. But besides that, it's still been good inshore, so there's always something to fish for.
Absolutely. Well, once again, I know we touched on it a little bit last week. We talked about the boat races. The parade is going to be on Monday, so if you want to get down there in Key West and check it out, all the boats are going to be parading up and down. We actually donate our boats and our time as the safety boats for the boat races. Now, the one that we just had here in April, there was a lot of crashes, so they actually had to stop the race. So we carry the doctors and the divers and everybody on board. So I happened to bring in like one of the racers. So this is all part of the stuff that we do, with the two Conchs team. We donate a lot of our time and resources. We have 3 boats down there in Key West, and we're bringing boats from Marathon down there as well. The Monster boat's going to be down there with Captain Dylan, and Monster has a race boat in the team, which I was fortunate enough to fish those guys, and Cam got to fish the MTI guys. So we know those guys very well. Now my boat won, just to be clear.
It did. I'll be getting a 39. I can keep up with you when it's rough out there now. It'll be good.
But anyhow, but the guys are great. It's a great event. Good for the family. Take them down there, see all the boats. All the racers are very great people. And it's nice because the race is going to be on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So it gives you a nice spread out time. You'll find some good weather. A lot of people like to fish on those in-between days. We even have a couple trips booked where the people booked our boats, some of them to just go look and watch the races, which that's available as well.
Yeah, that's a good time there.
Yeah.
It's always been fun doing stuff like that with the charters.
Absolutely. Yeah. So good times, man. But yeah, I did see you catch that the bonefish out there. You called it. You said, I'm going to go get a tarpon fish. I'm going to go tarpon fishing and bonefish with this weather coming up. And the next thing you know, I see it on his Instagram.
Yeah, I was able to get a couple of them quick, and then almost had the slam, which was a little disappointing. But I hooked the permit, and it came by the boat, flashed by the boat, and went out, and we had to chase it for a little bit, but it ended up breaking off. So we didn't end up getting the slam, but it was still fun out there and good inshore. And but yeah, those boat races are gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to going to those too. I might jump on one of the boats or go down to. You can always watch it. You got a lot of cool spots down there. If you go down to Fort Zachary, you can watch it there. A lot of people there, the harbor, and they're running around, they're racing. Even not on the race days, you can go down there and just hang out. People are down there, they're running the boats around, testing engines, and they got a big boat parade. I think they're doing a parade, and they're doing all type of stuff. You can go down there by the Truman Annex and view the boats, and it's a good time.
Yeah, I think Monday's the parade, and then Friday is actually like where they bring the boats then and actually stop and put them on their sides. And then this way here you can actually see the boats and up close and meet the drivers and do everything like that. So, it's always a great time down there for that. In Key West, it's great fishing down there. We have some guides down there that head out a little bit further west, go to the Tortugas. It's good bottom fishing.
Very good bottom fishing.
Yeah. And still good Wahoo fishing down there as well. So it's just, one of the things that we have added bonus here, for the two Conchs team is that location.
Yeah, no, it's a huge bonus for us. And that'll be really cool to be able to experience, some fishing in Key West and some of the boat races coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. Well, let's talk about this Tigress kite here for a little bit here. Like I said earlier, we have, there's several different, there's 3 different, kites that Tigress has. You have the white kite here, which is a light wind kite. So you're going to fly this from your 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. Then you have the medium kite. This is going to be the yellow one from Tigress. And that one you're going to fly from your 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. And then here we have this blue kite. This one right here, as you see, it's got the holes in it. It's a little bit smaller. And this one right here is great for the high winds. So with the high winds, with the holes in there, as you see, it allows the wind to pass. It's a nice small kite. It's actually easy for storage. A lot of times I find myself using this one a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Even when it's 12 mile an hour or more,
Yes.
This one seems to fly very well.
It flies very good. I'll use a lot of those this winter, flying the kites out there on the reef and the wrecks. That one does a good job. Even when it's a little too windy, you think, to kite fish, it'll handle it.
Absolutely. It's got the lines on here and the little tab, and then you're able to adjust it, either catch more air or drop more air, depending on if it's like really windy, you don't need as much air for it to catch. So you just adjust that, and then it starts flying perfect for you.
Yeah.
A lot of times what we'll do, everybody goes, well, what's the kite for? Well, that just gets it up there. We'll have 3 clips on there. They're going to be spaced like 40 to 50 feet apart, and then you're able to separate your baits, and then they're going to hang right on the surface. A lot of times, like, what you're going to find is on that far kite, you're going to put a little trace of wire on there, the AFW wire, and then this way here, when those toothy critters around the kingfish or the wahoo, trying to eat your goggle eye or pilchard or ballyhoo that you have out there, at least you got some wire out there that'll do it. Sailfish will eat it, no problem as well. I've caught plenty of them on it. Yeah. The other ones are going to be, we're going to use like 40 pound, sometimes 50, but 40 is a good average for your leader, about 10 foot long. You're going to have a float for the identification, so you can actually spot it and see. You want to keep really that float like on the horizon, and then the bait will be dangling in the water, so as the kite comes up and goes down, you have to adjust the baits and stuff like that. But it's just a great way to fish down here and, a lot of Florida, especially the East Coast for sailfish. You'll see the boats stacked up out there in the line. Kite fishing is really easy, a lot of people think it's hard, but it's really not. You fly that, attach your first bait, send it out. Second bait, there's 3 clips, all staggered with different size swivels there to allow the clips to slide through. And, then you just kind of wait. You can fly 2 kites at one time if you want to, like master the first one first. And once you get comfortable, we'll take some pinch weights, and we actually just put it, right here on these corners right here. And so if you put it on this side, it's going to fly this way. If you put it on the other side, it's going to fly that way. So a lot of times when you see a boat out there with 2 kites and you're going, how are they getting that perfect? But that's how they do it. So you'll have one flying this way, one flying that way. Keep the boat, just steering it into the wind. A lot of times, like a sea anchor works good. Put that on the bow.
Works great.
Keeps you on there. Keeps you straight. And then you can, you watch the baits. You got 6 over. You got 3 over here, 3 over there. So you got 6 out there. And you're just covering the ground. So, and there's no leader in the water. So when that fish comes up, that bait's got very little room to move.
Yes. Yeah.
And makes them very vulnerable. And when they eat, just start whining, drop that tip down in the water, let that line fall, catch up to it. High speed Shimano reels is great, for the kite fishing for there.
Great.
And always, high vis line is good because the fish can't see it, but you want to be able to see it.
Yeah, I like the high vis. It's easy to see it.
Yep, absolutely. So and we use kite fishing in the Gulf for cobias, and I sent the boys up there, and they filmed a TV show doing it, up in the Everglades for tarpon and stuff.
Tarpon fishing's fun on the kite.
Yeah.
That's a cool way to use it.
So it's pretty awesome.
Also, you're inshore. It's quick and easy to try it, throw it up, get good with it, bring it back in.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. You like flying the kite?
Heck yeah, man. Kites are fun. Yeah, you put them up, put them up offshore, inshore, all different types of ways you can do it. And they're cool. It's a cool way to fish. You get the fish come up, eat those live baits, and you can put some baits down on the bottom too when you're drifting around too. You might get something down deep as well. So
that's
nice.
actually really good right there. Like while you're just drifting, just drop a bait down on the bottom. You get a lot of muttons and stuff like that as bycatch, like while you're looking for sail fishing.
Yeah.
Looking for sails.
That's right.
So that's good. I know one time I was out in the Gulf and over a wreck, and there was two of our, like me and then another one of our guys out there, and we're both flying kites. And at one time we had 3 tiger sharks hooked up at once, and they're eating the blue runners off our kites. Yeah, but we had 3 hooked up at once. We're like, oh my God, here you go, look at this. But just imagine 3 tiger sharks all there at once. And
all in the same little area.
Of course, we were covered up in cobia too, with the sharks and stuff. Actually, I think RJ saw a cobia in here on one of the sharks.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Right here in our canal, right out back, we get a lot of bull sharks in our canal.
That's what they were telling me. That's pretty wild to see a cobia in the canal like that back here.
Right. But hey, we've had mahi in here, so
you never know.
Everything comes in that canal. I saw them feeding like Goliath groupers the other day off the dock right there. My dog was just monster Goliath, eating right there. But
be used to seeing the sharks, and you see the nice cobia come in.
That's pretty cool.
That's
very neat.
But anyhow, well, that's this week's show. We're going to be happy to give one of these away. Thanks again for subscribing, and you got to subscribe to our Conchs Instagram and follow us. We always tag these guys, so these guys are always easy to find on our Conchs page there, and we appreciate the support, and we look forward to next week getting you out there and giving you another good report.